Hey buddy, I heard you're looking for that underground TikTok ad UGC sauce. Keep your voice down. I'm trying to stay low key, as you can tell. And the reality is, everyone wants to suckle on these TikTok teats and get as much revenue as possible. But you gotta understand, I am the expert. In fact, I was able to take a client from zero, nada, no maidens whatsoever to over 7 grand a day by using TikTok UGC creatives just like this one I'm about to play for you.
Tonight we are tricking guys into buying us drinks.
So how are we doing that, you might ask?
How?
So I got this perfume. It's called Pure Instinct Pheromone Perfume.
Now, while you might not think these girls are wifey material and that they belong to the streets, and brother, I don't disagree with you, the reality is this ad did extremely well. So if you want to have a whole video dedicated to coming up with these entertaining and educational angles to sell your product, definitely comment down below, or you can work with our agency in the link in bio so that we can come up with these ideas for your brand that are outside the box and work extremely well instead of the typical boring UGC of TikTok, maybe Biden, and all that other stuff that just simply doesn't work. But today we're going to talk about how to find UGC creators, then evaluate their skills so that you don't waste money, then how you actually message these creators, especially if you've been left on open a million times over, and then what is the ideal price you should be paying for the content that they make for you. Now, the smartest way to find UGC creators that make amazing ads for your brand is always to understand who is your target audience and who do they want to become, and then try to find UGC creators that are already that dream goal, that desired state. So if I am a men's clothing brand, I will look up other big men's clothing brands, then maybe the word review or try on haul, so I can see a bunch of videos and influencers that are making content in the space on TikTok and YouTube. And this guy, for instance, he's got 1 million followers. I even follow him personally, and this is a guy who's an authority in the space. So if you send your product to him, and it will be more expensive, people will trust your brand because he's an authority. He's someone that's genuine and authentic, and it makes a huge difference, especially when you're a health brand and you have a dentist reviewing it, because it's an authority. It's someone that you can trust. And that's exactly what we did for our Pheromone perfume brand, where we did test different UGC creators, and we'll talk about that, but we also sent the product to authorities like Fragrance John, who has hundreds of thousands of followers, and when he reviewed our product, he was just
Pheromone Company,
natural, genuine self, and this ad worked extremely well. So I'll play it for you right now.
Let's review Pure Instinct's newest release, Fallen. This perfume starts off very fresh, floral, and clean. There is a soapiness, but that settles down as you pick up more of that strawberry and jasmine. $20, this is a great value if you love a sweet floral musk.
So I cut it out a little bit, but you can see there, he's just very genuine and authentic. But how do we find just regular UGC creators that can make any ads that we really want to film? So since I am a men's clothing brand, I could do men's clothing tips, styles, series, and try to find other influencers that are more authorities. But if I'm trying to find a normal UGC creator, I still would do that approach of who are the biggest brands already out there that are getting UGC content already done for their product, and then just use the creators they've already worked with because they've already gone through the process of vetting them. A lot of times you can already see the videos they've made, and if you like their style, then of course reach out to them. So if I'm thinking of big men's clothing brands, I mean, there's a ton out there. Let's just do Zara, for instance, because a lot of guys are buying from there, so we can do Zara Men. So this guy right here is doing a review on a shirt. He's got some nice product shots. He's showing it off. He looks nice. He's built. I mean, no homo or anything like that. But the dude only has 10K followers. So this could be a great person to reach out to. I mean, Jesus Christ, if I was a woman, the things I do to him. Editor, we can cut that out, right? I know I just broke up with my girlfriend and I'm low-key depressed, but we can still cut that out. I mean, I'm not switching teams or anything.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
So that guy definitely fits our target audience, especially if we're trying to market to younger guys. Pause. Jeez Louise, I mean, how much sus jokes am I going to get? But if we keep on scrolling down, we're going to find more and more people like that. And ideally, you're trying to find creators that are under 50K because they are going to have more affordable prices. So if you already have some ad ideas and angles in your head, like, hey, I want you to mimic this ad idea, and you're just trying to find a creator that looks good, that has good lighting and all this, then I would say this method right here of looking up the biggest brands in your space and going through those videos, because again, you might find some real hidden gems in there, is going to be your best bet. And I would do the same thing on YouTube too, where again, Bonobo's review, Bonobo's try on haul, do the same thing for all your biggest brands. And this guy right here, again, very attractive, very handsome.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I would reach out to him. He doesn't have too many subscribers either. I'm sure you can get a good haul where he can make a video on YouTube, and I'm sure he also has a TikTok as well where he can create exactly what you're looking for, because it honestly takes a lot more talent to make YouTube videos than TikToks. And I would say the final place outside of these two that I personally look at is Twitter. So just by looking at male UGC creator, I can already see people right here. So we got Antonio, and does he fit my target demo? Yep, he's a young, attractive dude. So again, this is another great way where you can go through these profiles and then also click on their followers, click on their following. A lot of the time, it's just other UGC creators supporting each other. So you can go on this snowball effect where I can go through his followers and look at that. There's tons of different UGC, all these different people. So I'm just going to try to find all the different dudes that can market our product. So now that you know how to find UGC creators, what's the best way to evaluate a UGC creator's skills so that you don't waste money on bad e-commerce ads? Now, the most important thing to me is, does it feel believable when they actually make the ads and are reading the lines that are given to them? Because so many UGC creators either have too much energy and it's too fake, or too little energy, or with the different pauses and ways that they do their tonality, it does feel like they're reading from a script. And you hear it so often and it just takes all the believability out of it, and I just know it's an ad. Now, the next thing I look at is, do they have good variety of shots when they're reviewing different products? Because a lot of times you'll get creators that are a little bit lazy and they'll just film themselves from the same angle the entire ad, which obviously is incredibly boring. Or you'll have a creator use, let's say, a kitchen product, but they're not in a kitchen, or use a skincare product and they're not in their bathroom. So it's just common sense with the shots that they choose to make in their ads. And then the final thing, do they understand lighting on their face, lighting on the product, so that you get those really engaging visuals that you're gonna need for your hook and your call to action. So let's analyze Antonio's portfolio right here and see if he's got the skills we're looking for. So this first video is a pair of jeans.
Ever again after you try these. Always have had such a hard time finding jeans that fit well, are comfortable, and actually look good.
Okay, so I will admit, I'll play the rest of it, but for me, that feels very scripted because of the way he pauses and the tonality. It doesn't feel natural, like it's rolling off the tongue, and that's the effect you want to have. And when I was listening, it sounded good in the hook, but then it kind of broke down where it felt like he was reading from the script. And you can just tell immediately. Now, when it comes to the next criteria of product shots, I would say he actually had a good variety in shots. He has him wearing them, doing squats, showing close-ups of the material. So he actually did a really good job showing the variety of shots, and the lighting on each shot really wasn't that bad either. So I would say he's got a few things we're looking for. His voice doesn't sound bad. It's just something he needs to practice with scripts, and maybe we just don't give him a script so that he can be natural when reviewing it. And let's just try one more for the heck of it. Obviously, you want to go through all the different videos so you can kind of come up with the score for those different criteria points, and then also come up with your own criteria points that you notice that really do matter to you. So let's try C4 Energy.
Hey you, yeah. Why are you still drinking hydration drinks filled with sugar? Here's the rundown. Hydrating electrolytes, essential amino acids, nourishing vitamins, combined to help your body quench its thirst and rehydrate. Plus 0 sugar, because you should never have to compromise. Get 20% off your first order. It doesn't get
Again, it's actually a little bit better here with the script. I still feel like the pauses make it a little bit unnatural because it kind of just stops and then starts again. But maybe that's just me. But again, I think the shots were good. Lighting was good. So if this was someone, I would definitely consider working with them, especially for a clothing brand where you don't really have to do a lot of talking. Now, before we continue on, my agency has already spent thousands of dollars and spent months vetting hundreds of different content creators that we can use today to scale your e-commerce brand with profitable storytelling UGC content. So if you're interested in doing that and skipping the whole process of trial and error, you can book a call down below with my team to learn more about how we can scale your ad with high performance UGC content on Facebook and TikTok. So once you have some creators that you want to work with, I would definitely recommend keeping their contact information on a spreadsheet so you can keep it all in one place, because you're going to be sending a lot of messages out to get a ton of responses back. So for me, I just have a very simple spreadsheet that has whatever their main Instagram, TikTok, whatever I found them from. So if I found them from TikTok, I have it here. Then their email, because usually with content creators, email is where you're gonna get the most responses. Then I like to have their followers. Then once they respond back, I have whatever their price is that they quoted to me with the first message. And then I also like to keep track, did they actually answer to me, or do I need to follow back up with them? Now, when you're trying to get UGC done for your brand and you're reaching out to creators, a lot of times you're gonna get ghosted. And I would say the average response rate is about 10%. So what's the ideal message you should really be sending to content creators to increase that number? So I increase my odds by reaching out to creators on multiple platforms. So when I'm reaching out on TikTok and Instagram with DMs, I try to keep it short, simple. So I might say something like, hey, Ethan, really love the content that you made for this brand, and I'm also selling something similar in the men's clothing niche or whatever your niche is. Would you be interested in creating content for me for a paid price? Something along those lines that's really simple. And then I will always comment on their Instagram and TikTok saying, hey, check your DMs because I just sent you a DM. And that always increases the open rate. Then I'll try to get their email as well, and I'll send them usually a 4 email sequence. Now, if you want to get that sequence, I would recommend joining my course down below, where I have so many different secrets and strategies that I've used to scale my own brands from 0 to 100 grand months. So if you want to learn how I find my products, how I market, how I create UGC, how I also scale with TikTok and Facebook, then highly recommend checking out that program, because it has so many goodies inside of there. But I will share with you the first email I usually send. So feel free to tweak this around, but this is always what works the best for us with emails. So for us, we always do, hey, name a creator, and then we give them a compliment. So same thing with the DMs as well, where we say, we love the content you made for this brand. We love the audience maybe that you built as well. And we are a brand in this niche where we are looking to ideally partner with a creator long-term, but we want to work with someone where we can create, let's say, 1 to 2 videos on a trial, and we'll pay you X amount, or we're interested in hearing what your rates are per video so that we can work together on something. And then after that, I'll say, we'll provide you a brief, we'll give you the exact product shots, we'll handle all the editing so that all you would do is focus on content creation, which is how you should be working with content creators. Because I would never recommend in a million years for you to ever have a content creator edit their own stuff, plan the product shots, or do the brief itself, because content creators are not marketers. Now, some of them are really good and can handle that, but for the majority, you have to be guiding them like little puppies and tell them the exact lines, or at least give them the benefits of your product so they know what to do. And in some cases, the best thing you should do is already find a video or ad that you like, and then just tell the creator to recreate that in their own way, because it's still a unique ad and they're putting their own flair to it and they can make it their own. But realistically, they should be just giving you the raw footage so that you can handle the editing and make multiple tweaks to it so that you can make those variations and keep that ad alive for years, compared to with a finished ad, you can't make many changes. Maybe you can swap out the music or add text to it, but that doesn't give you as much options as having the raw footage of them filming multiple hooks, filming multiple call to actions, and then getting to plug and play that together. And so instead of making one video, you get to make 10, 20, 30 different videos. Now, after you send these messages, usually a content creator will respond back within 24 hours. And if they don't, follow back up with them. Say that you're poking them, hoping that they saw this, that you're bumping it up in their inbox, whatever you have to say that's really cringy and annoying. Or with the email sequence, I would recommend joining my course and just getting those emails, because that way you can just copy and paste it into a program like Klaviyo, where you actually create a flow of 3 to 4 different emails, and each day the content creator will get a new email until they respond back to you. So all you have to do is just plug in their contact details, their email, and then boom, they're already gonna get all those, and then you just stop the flow once they've already responded back to you. Now, how much should you pay for one UGC ad for your e-commerce brand? Now, for my brands, I usually pay about $50 to $200 per video for really high quality UGC, and you can always get that price lower and negotiate by saying to the creator that I will be the one doing the editing, I will give you a detailed brief and product shots so that you don't have to do anything else but the content creation. So that saves them time and it lowers their negotiation power because they're doing less work. So that's the ballpark for me, because some of these creators live on Mars and will charge you $500 or $1,000 per video, which as an e-commerce brand owner is almost impossible to make profitable unless that ad absolutely blows up, and the chances of that aren't super high, especially since 90% of ads fail. So you want to be around that $50 to $100 mark for me. I think that's that golden spot. And if you are on the tightest of budgets, you could get UGC content from Indeed for $10 to $20 per video, but obviously you get what you pay for. So now you know everything you need to know about UGC creators, but I left out the most crucial part of UGC success, which is actually coming up with the ad brief and the ad ideas to begin with. Because if you don't have a good idea, it doesn't matter how talented the creator is. So if you want a dedicated video on how to come up with the different frameworks and the ones that have worked extremely well for me, leave a like down below, comment down below that you want to see that, and we will make that video happen.